Good morning. Happy Monday, July the 6th, 2026. I hope everybody had a great time celebrating the 4th of July if you're here in America. And if you're in other parts of the world, I hope you just had a good day in general. And as you can see, today we celebrate Bill Haley. Bill Haley was born July 6, 1925. Of course, he's famous for his Bill Haley in the comics Rock Around the Clock. Then in 1975, 50 Cent was born. So happy birthday, 50 Cent. In 1965, Jackie Wilson released Higher and Higher, which kind of a fan of, especially if you've seen the movie Ghostbusters. That's the music they used to get the Statue of Liberty to walk. So who were doing a deep dive in the Beatles, I believe the day is the day that they released A Hard Day's Night. Uh, it premiered in Europe, probably the UK. And I don't know if you guys remember a group called Spandau Ballet. Uh, the drummer for that group, John Keeble, was born July 6th, 1959. So, just a few things in music history of July the 6th over the years and decades. Greg, eh, people are slow getting started on a Monday. Easy home cooking. Hello. Yeah, Greg, it's not unusual on a Monday for people to just ease into things. And that's kind of what this channel is all about, easing into your day. And when people get cranked up, we'll talk about music, movies, and other subjects. Some people are in Europe, so it's afternoon for them. And then we've got people like in Hong Kong, Philippines, and they're having dinner or finishing dinner. It's 7 o'clock at night. Easy home cooking, let me tell you. If you're not hungry, once you go to that channel, you'll be hungry. But we've got playing in the background the birds out back. I've got my nature channel going, and people like to come in and listen to the birds on that channel. And we get to stare at Treezilla, have a staring contest with Treezilla. Somebody, a couple of years ago, we were in a morning live on that channel before I started this channel, and somebody noticed that the tree looked like the outline of Godzilla. So here we are. So we wish 50 Cent a happy birthday. He was born Curtis James Jackson the third. I don't know, but I don't think I would have ever guessed his name was Curtis. But I'm just a little old mountain man. What do I know? I think I heard on the news that America plays, I think it's down to the final 16 teams in the World Cup of soccer. For all of our friends in Europe, football. Sandra Martin, good morning. Thank you for starting your day with us. Sandra, do you start your day with coffee, or what do you usually do for breakfast, if at all? I'm right in that same boat with you, Sandra. I have a pot of coffee in me before I even think about food. Kathy Bates, good morning. Kathy, have you already finished your coffee for the morning, or are you just getting cranked up? Sandra, it 70 degrees on the back porch this morning. And for the last several days, it's been 74. I think one morning it was 75. And that was, just as the sun was coming up, which is the coolest part of the day. It hit 107 a couple of days. All right, good. Good thing. Yeah, my coffee pot is empty. I've got a little bit left in the cup. Now I got, yeah, even the 90s is too hot. We're getting back to normal. Our highs will be around 90 degrees. For our friends in Europe, 32 C. So, Kathy, what's on your agenda today? You have big plans? Are you going to antagonize YKB? Is your grandson coming over? Abby, hello. Abby, I don't think I've seen you here before. But welcome, of course. Red Hot Chili Peppers. I bet that was something else. And Abby, if you look at the scroll across the bottom, you'll see a couple of tidbits, information in music history. We got a couple of birthdays today. Bill Haley was born in 25, and 50 Cent was born on this day. And a few other little things that we'll talk about along the way. He doesn't know how lucky he is. And let's hope it's many years before he finds out. I saw where the group Pretty Reckless was performing out in California. I wish they would come out this way. The last band I wanted to go see was the Struts. And just when I learned about them and started looking up where to see them, because I found out they were going around in the United States, the tickets were like $25. And when I looked into going to see them, apparently something happened and the tickets went up to like $55. I guess there was and that was in Charleston, South Carolina, of all places. And after that, all of their ticket prices were really high. I could have seen them in Johnson City, Tennessee, had I known like 3 months earlier, and it would have been like $15. But I mean, I have price limits on how much I'll pay to see a band. Why pay $50 to see them once when you can buy all of their music and listen to it as many times as you want to? At least that's what works for me. You guys put in chat who was the last group that you went to see in a concert? Who was worthy of you spending your cash to go see? I think the last one I paid to see was Frontiers, and they're a cover band. And that was over 10 years ago. Saw them down in Charlotte, North Carolina. So nobody's been to see a concert anytime lately, or was it so long ago you forgot? Wow, West Virginia. See, Val, I never would have considered West Virginia a concert hotspot. Val, you take your time. I appreciate you letting us know, and thanks for bumping in. Okay, casinos are. I can see that. Yeah. I haven't even checked to see what the casino in Cherokee, North Carolina, what they're doing. Cherokee's like 3 hours drive. There's a lot of casinos up in Atlantic City, but that's over 8 hours. I'm not much on gambling. I work too hard for my money. On a trip to Vegas, I set aside 25 bucks to gamble. Not a high roller here. Roger Blair. Roger, I'd have to look those up on a map. I'm not sure exactly where they were. The only time I went through West Virginia, a friend of mine needed somebody to drive a truck, and I drove it for him to Louisville, Kentucky. And we took I-77 up through West Virginia. And they were having a terrible forest fire. There was 2 or 3 mountains just ablaze, and it was nighttime. So it was an interesting view, to say the very least. And we had a mountain here, just one, thank goodness, that caught fire, and it was something to see. Val says it wasn't Wheeling Downs, it was the other casino. I'll have to look all of that up. And Roger Val says hello, in case you're listening but not reading chat. You probably remember correct. That's a pretty big thing. Okay. I thought I remembered going through Charleston, but I wasn't sure. This was, oh, geez, almost 30 years ago, Roger. Time flies when you're having fun. You know, this year is half over already. the year is half over, and for the past 4 or 5 days, everywhere I turn, there is a motorcycle connection. Uh, Run into a couple of people that had motorcycles similar to ones that I've owned in the past. Guy was in uh, Walmart yesterday, and he had a T-shirt on about a classic motorcycle. And I asked him if he was going to Chesney this year, and he didn't know anything about it, but he knew about an event here in North Carolina that I didn't know about. Hey, Ray. Ray the Gamer, thank you for stopping in. And I want to ride, but I just got to get things straightened out. Got too many other projects I need to finish before I start thinking about putting a motorcycle on the road. But if I do get a bike on the road, the Nature Channel will definitely have some videos. Thank you, Sandra. We have 2 Sandras in here this morning. See now, Ray, I used to play video games back in the 80s, when it was simpler systems and everything. It's just too easy for me to get addicted to those video games, let me tell you. Good morning, Mike. Are you guys seeing Sandra X9K 8X? Are you guys seeing that Sandra in chat? Because I'm seeing Sandra on one device, but not the other. Yep, I hear Flyby Charlie. That's interesting. Sandra, if you're still here, please type something else in chat. Type the word back, BACK, and I want to see what happens. And of course, we all see Sandra Martin. Yeah, okay. I like to keep an eye on YouTube and what's going on with chat, because sometimes YouTube does some weird stuff. So, Mike, what's your agenda for today? You working in the fields, repairing stuff at home, drinking coffee and annoying people, making music videos? Heaven only knows what Mike's going to be up to. Well, that sounds like fun. Did he have a? I hope he didn't have a crash up or anything like that. What's got to be done to it, Mike? That is true. He fixes up stuff for everybody, Kathy. Mr. Lee. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Mr. Lee. Well, hopefully that's it, Mike. And that's all. You should have said that there's a short and you need to get a stretcher to stretch a cable out just to see what he said. So, what's new with everybody? It's been, it was so hot here. I just walked to the waterfalls yesterday. I didn't do any mountaintop climbs. but had to walk down to the waterfalls and then walk back up to the parking lot. So there's a little bit of uphill, but not like walking to the top of the mountain. Mr. Lee, were you able to go for a ride? Did you take that little 350 out and about? Huh, that's good. Well, I'm glad you guys won. What time does USA play today, Mr. Lee? I think it's 5 o'clock our time. So that would be 10 at night your time. If I remember what the newscaster said. Mike, that's a good thing. You'll have to get that set up for him. Put a sticky note on it, Mike, when you if you get your hands on it, when you hand it back to him, let the sticky note say, "Not made for riding on car tops." Okay, 1 a.m. Tuesday for you. That's going to be 8 o'clock. Okay, that'll be 8 p.m. my time. 5 p.m. West Coast. Okay. So the newscaster here did not change for the difference in time between here and West Coast. Uh, maybe you could make the note a little more positive and say uh, only inside car use, no outs. Well, that wouldn't work either because they could be standing around outside the car. Yeah, I've got friends whenever they have problems with their computers or their phones, they give me a call. It's like kids today, they don't know what it's like without having computers, smartphones, all this technology. They don't have a clue. And Mike, songs like Sylvia's Mother, kids today wouldn't have a clue what that song's about, hardly, because they don't know anything about payphones. Uh-oh. Mr. Lee, that's terrible. With your situation in your country, they're probably just Big Brother doing their thing. Uh-oh. What did she do? I don't believe you, Mike, but go ahead. Tell us what she did. Mr. Lee, yeah, I think that's sad. Oh, oh, ah, yeah, I do that every day. And Mr. Lee, the saddest thing about uh, the English telephone boxes is you're so famous for Doctor Who, and the telephone. Uh, you know, they should be a telephone box should be a national monument in your country, in my opinion. Well, Mike, if that's the worst thing that happens to you today, you'll probably have a pretty good day. At least we hope so. And yesterday, there was a couple of women there. One of them spoke English, the other one not so much. And one of them had to walk with an umbrella because she was allergic to direct sunshine. She said that if the sun was direct on her skin, it would cause problems. Yeah, I know, Mr. Lee. Everybody is shocked, but that's because all the news centers around the world, you know, that they've been telling people how bad it is here. And don't get me wrong, we've got our problems, but we got some good stuff going on too. Yeah, I do my best not to block anybody or anything on YouTube, but there has been two people that I've had to block from the channel because that one person, Mike, you know who it was. They were skirting on the edge of being a racist, and I'm not going to tolerate that. And there was another one. This was a year or two ago, and they were just obnoxious. I don't mind if you've got a different opinion, but be civil and social. And if you're wrong, oops, I'm wrong. I have no problem with other people having different opinions than mine, but they can't have their own personal facts. Facts are facts, and they have to be consistent. Yeah, I know, Mr. Lee. I was telling you, there was a British guy that he came to New York and he made the mistake of having New York pizza. He said he had pizza every week until he came to America, and when he got back to Britain, he he barely had pizza once a month because he knew what good pizza was now. And I'm sure the British has good food. I mean, it's just different food, and everybody has a different taste. I like really flavor, a lot of flavor, and some heat in my food. Yeah, yep, yeah, exactly, Mike. And people need to remember and understand it only took 20% of the population to back Hitler, and he got into power, and look what he did. There's this rule of thumb called the 20/80. 20% of the people get 80% of the work done, and 80% of the people only get 20% of the work done. Uh, if you get 80% of the people to like you, you're doing about as good as humanly possible. And 20/80, it just, as a rule of thumb, it works in so many different places. And anytime you get 20% of a population to guide the government, it's not a good situation. It's going to end up bad because that means 80% of the people is not going to be represented. And usually, when those small percentages get into power, one of the first things they do is eliminate their biggest enemies, so to speak. Well, thank you, Mike. I would, but I don't know if they'd take me. Yeah, I'd been hearing things, but I don't trust the news. I would rather hear directly from people living wherever, because I learned so much about the Philippines from watching and listening to the people who were doing the karaoke and, different channels like that. Uh, I knew of the Philippines. I did not know the history. They have been occupied by so many different countries that they really don't even have their own language anymore. It's a conglomeration of different languages. You know, the other day, Eka that was on here, uh, she said she spoke 7 or 8 different languages. But now, you know, she's a smart young lady. I barely speak one language, that is. Well, I know not to recommend those kinds of movies, but I mean, if you didn't laugh at Chow Down Hogs, uh, there's no hope for you, Mike. Yeah, I know, Mr. Lee. We try to take it really delicate when we're speaking. We want to keep you in. We want to keep you in good standing and not in trouble. So, Mike, did your wife watch it also? Ah, now that's funny. Yeah, Mr. Lee, that's behavior in countries that I totally disagree with. It's it's like New York City. The guy there is telling people to turn their thermostats up to 78 degrees to take it easy on the power grid. Meantime, you know, news people went into the government buildings and into they found out, you know, some of the higher ups, their homes, what temperature they had it set on, and they were down at comfortable temperatures. You know, you guys suffer. You know, we're in charge. We deserve to have, you know, more comfortable life. He didn't cause the problem, but they shut down so many uh, power plants up there, and they never, you know, replaced them. They should have the replacement in service before they shut anything down. Yeah, Roger. And you know, I go back and I look at some of the TV shows that I watched when I was younger, and now watching them, I see certain things creeping in that I didn't see back then. I think Mike would probably have the best response to something like that happening here in the States. Yeah, there's again Goldilocks and the Three Bears. There's too much, there's too little, and there's just right. I can see cameras in use for certain things, but not everywhere. And I remember when I first read George Orwell's 1984, and it was talking about the pictures on the wall that they could spy on you. And now a flat panel television set is exactly what they were talking about in that book. And this 2 or 3 years ago, somebody took the information from the light sensor in a computer. In other words, when you turn on a light, your computer will adjust how bright it is so that you can see it better. And cell phones also do this. So they've got a light meter that just senses how much light. They took that information and they just kind of put it into a computer and a formula, and they were able to map out a room fairly accurately just by that sensor. And all it does is sense the level of light. I was telling somebody the other day, a couple of years ago, they like to wear these smartwatches that monitor your heart rate and all that stuff. And I was telling them, you do realize that that is like wearing a lie detector on your wrist, and it's connected to your phone. So if you go shopping and you see something you really like, they can tell. And the person was going, well, who cares about that? And now look at the dynamic pricing at Walmart. The price will change, uh, by computer. They don't have to put a sticker up there. And I said that they'll be able to tell if you like something, and they'll charge you more. Yeah, Mike. Yeah. I mean, it's amazing what they can do with technology now. Uh, just just by taking data that already exist, uh, they can figure out all kinds of new things because they figured out how to mathematically, check the data that they got, weed out bad information, et cetera, et cetera. Sharon, hello and welcome. Yeah, they know too much. I do everything I can. Uh, I do everything I can to slow them down. There's no way we can stop them at this point. Yep. See, that's back in the late 80s. That's where Apple made, in my opinion, they made the biggest mistake. Apple kept their computers proprietary, whereas PCs became open source and everybody started making them. So there was competition. The Apples were better, but the PCs were much, much cheaper. Uh, I would not be the least bit surprised if they're not already doing it. And I almost hate to say this out loud, but I, I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if law enforcement didn't start using that information so that whenever they're talking to somebody, they can tell when they get a rise out of them. Yeah, Ian Drury and the blockheads. That's pretty cool. I like the element of surprise, Mike. Something to be said there. Oh, I see what you're saying, Sharon. Yeah, I don't like that dynamic pricing. I like want set your price and be done with it. Yeah, if you're getting an app for free, hi John P. If you're getting an app for free or some kind of service for free, you are actually the product. You are being sold. Wow. Roger Blair, Daniels Band, wonderful. And I would have had all Apple products back in the day. Yeah, the Nature channel will never be monetized. This channel, if it ever grew to the point where I could monetize it, I'd consider it. But the Nature channel, no, I can't do that. I can't bring myself to have commercials playing during a video that people are relaxing. It's defeats the purpose. John P, check your keyboard. I think something's a little out of place there. Why is that, Mr. Lee? Ecot. I saw Ecot mowing her yard, and the lawnmower was as tall as she is. Oh my goodness, Mike! I did not know that. But she was handling that big mower like it was nothing, just spinning it around and going to town. Oh, okay, John. You know, if it was to end up the U.S. playing Britain for the win, kind of in a way we couldn't lose because if Britain wins, that's great. If USA wins, that's great. I bet you're going to work inside. Well, good luck, Mr. Lee. I hope your horse wins. And you know, Ecot, I saw you just standing off camera, and then you put your arm on camera showing your muscle. I saw that. I couldn't stay around long because I needed to start my live, but I was there for that. Uh huh. I bet. See, preparing food for dinner. Ecot's always working. That's it, Mister Lee. You're exactly right. Yeah, it's like both our Sharon's, Ecot, everybody's hard working. You guys hold down the fort. I'll be back in just a minute. Oh, we're just glad Mr. Wiggles is back to being Mr. Wiggles instead of Mr. Patches. Mr. Wiggles is Mike's dog. Well, Mr. Lee, we were like 41, 42 several days this past week. But luckily, we're going to be back down to like 34, something like that. And the temperatures I'm giving Mr. Lee are in C. If Mike started an OnlyFans, it would be Lawnmower Edition. Mr. Lee, the thing of it is it's hot here in North Carolina, but it the Rocky Mountains got snow. The one news reporter said the Rocky Mountains above 10,000 feet got like a couple of foot of snow. OnlyFans Longmore Edition. Oh, I forgot to tell you, Mike. One of the actresses in that shark movie that you was talking about, I recognized the names. She was in the news back in the 70s or 80s, something like that. Shh. Okay. All right, Mike. She was in the news in either the 70s or 80s, something like that. Uh, Her mom had allowed her to be in adult movies, and she was like 15, 14, 15 years old. It was a big scandal. The actress name was Tracy something or other. So what did you do? You got an OnlyFans Guinness edition? I would believe that, Mike, if you had OnlyFans Guinness edition. That would fit you. Yeah. You could have YKB doing some audio inserts, Allie Mack doing a couple, just voiceovers. Get the accents in there. Papa B, good evening, Papa B. Mr. Lee, thanks for stopping in. I hope you have a great day. Stay cool if you can. Uh, and we will talk with you again soon. You were making 5K a month. Oh, I gotta ask, what does the K stand for? Uh, Papa B, I hope you and your family are doing great. Everybody's healthy and happy. Oh, and that lady, Papa B, that was singing on your channel the other day, Edna, man, that woman can sing. She's got a great voice. Thousands of pennies, thousands of dollars, thousands of likes. Yeah, I can see that, Papa B. She is really good. I Mike, with you, you never know. So I got to nail this down. Get all the little intricate details. And she's had several really good singers on her channel. All right, Papa B, you take care. Tell everybody hello for me. Well, I'm just making sure that you're being totally upfront, Mike, and not sneaking in some underlying meaning there. Papa B is Papa B Entertainment is very accurate name. He's gone through some channel changes and dealing with YouTube BS, but he is definitely entertaining. It was laid back. I didn't do anything big. Uh, had the Saturday night live, and it turned out great. Uh, Saturday night was the most viewed Saturday night live stream so far. It was 215, something like that. So I appreciate everybody, coming to the channel. And I mean, it was July the 4th. Mike, you should have just made your own coffee. Give that woman a little bit of a rest. I got to go close the door. The temperature is getting higher. John P., you take care. Jeez, Mike. Oh, we got several second delay. That's right, John P. Several games today. I won't be watching, but that's okay. Is Portugal still in the tournament? All right. I wouldn't know. I haven't been watching. Uh, just from what Mr. Lee has said and what little I've heard on the local news, I know the U.S. is still in the running. We'll see what takes place. Well, John P., as far as Portugal goes, good luck until they come up against the U.S. I can be happy for you until then. Got to root for the home team. But anybody's still in it. I mean, uh, any country that's still in it, it's down to the 16. I think that's pretty good. Whoever wins today, it'll be the or is it down? Is it already down to the final 8? And whoever wins today will be the final 4. I think maybe whoever wins this next round will be in the final 4. So that's doing pretty good. So, Mike, have you gone to many concerts? Or do you even enjoy going to concerts? I did when I was younger, but over the years, not so much. 8s today. Okay. Yeah, most bands playing around here, they're either going to be country or rap at public events. Might get some jazz thrown in there. Oh no. Yeah, I just don't care for crowds. Most time people one on one they do pretty good, but when people get into crowds, there is something to be said about crowd mentality. It is different, and a crowd will do things that individuals probably would not. Yeah, I'm allergic to stupidity. Uh, like that elected official. I think he's from Louisiana. I'm not sure. John, his last name's Kennedy. He says life is hard when you're stupid. Whether you want to deal with political issues or not, subscribe to his channel because he is hilarious. He is just a common, everyday type person. He seems to have common sense. Pick your battles, Mike. Pick your battles. Kathy, did you fall asleep or leave? Usually, Kathy has something to say on subjects like this. Oh, that'll be fun. At least you'll get one thing accomplished. That'll make her happy. You said she's on vacation. How long is she on vacation? And are you going to end up taking her somewhere? I mean, at least a short day trip or two. Yeah, that's not a vacation for her. That's just getting her stuff up and working. Oh, okay. Bismarck. That's not bad. How long does it take you to get to Bismarck? You going on the motorcycle or taking the truck? Because I don't know anything about her work, but I know you're working most of the time doing something. You need to take a little bit of R&R. Eh, hour's not bad. Oh, that festival we were talking about, Mike, that's this coming Saturday, right? If it is, we might have to work out a surprise for somebody. The one you were thinking about going to and canceled. Yeah, like I said, we might have to work out a surprise for somebody. Okay. Hmm. When I looked it up, it was only listed as being the 18th, but that's not uncommon. Depending on your source, you get different information. What kind of goods is he going to be presenting? Is it going to be mechanical work or something else? I would guess something else. Oh, cool. Well, that's a pleasant surprise. About a 4-minute warning, guys. I'm still debating on whether or not to head into town to get supplies or not. I really don't want to go into town. And I got plenty to do around the house. And Mike talking about YouTube and whatnot. One place that's showing how many people are viewing the live stream here, and another is like 3 or 4 people different. The count that's uh, we'll be praying for you, Roger. The Walmart here has those dynamic price uh, listings where they can change it instead of having the stickers. And uh, I'm not going to. We see that's different than the two that I'm seeing. Uh, but whatever price it says when I pick up the item better be what I get charged at the register. But I mean, I've seen some videos on the Walmart pricing. This lady picked up a pair of shoes for a child, and it was like $3 was the price on the shoes. They were discontinued, clearance, really good price. She gets up to the register and they scan it, and it's $18. She tells them it's wrong. So they come over and they scan it with one of their little scanning tools, and it's $15. They look it up online and it's $19. So the manager comes to her rescue and they take her over to customer service and it scans in at $14. So it's crazy. I mean, just crazy. Well, I certainly hope that you guys have a great day. As always, I hope it's only kind words coming your way, and everybody get the day that you deserve. I like that one, Mike. Thanks for letting me borrow it. You guys take care, and we'll catch you next time.